It is difficult to comprehend, but a single dollar can now accomplish what protein powders that cost $60 cannot. By my own personal experience, I have witnessed senior citizens who were told they required costly supplements in order to maintain their strength, suddenly rebuilding their muscle mass by consuming common meals that can be purchased with pocket change. Over the course of several decades, we have been led to believe that health must be complicated, and that recovery must involve powders, smoothies, and substances that are difficult to pronounce. But the reality is that it is less complicated, less expensive, and, to tell you the truth, a little embarrassing for the supplement industry. This is due to the fact that your body needs not only protein, but also absorbable protein. This is the type of protein that comes with enzymes, minerals, and natural cofactors, all of which are components that powders lose throughout the manufacturing process. This is something that has occurred on multiple occasions in my clinic. Regaining strength, climbing stairs, and carrying groceries were all things that senior citizens who had given up on fitness began to do as a result of making simple adjustments that did not cost more than a cup of coffee. There is no one who discusses it because there is no profit in $1 solutions. Nonetheless, they are effective, and I am going to demonstrate to you today which ones are the most effective. I'm going to explain why each of these 6 meals is more potent, more natural, and more effective than anything you'll find in the supplement aisle. In this video, we're going to break down the 6 foods that cost $1 and develop muscle faster than protein powders. Stay here because number 3 is the most shocking of them all. It is a simple kitchen staple that has been shown in experiments to reverse the age-related loss of muscle by more than 30%. And surpass the performance of every synthetic protein that is currently available on the market. In the following description, you will find a list of references for all of the medical studies and sources. Then again, before we get started, I have a short question for you. Can you think of a single, inexpensive meal that you consume on a daily basis that helps you feel strong and energized? Personal responses are being sent to each and every comment that I read. From this point forward, without further ado, let's start with food number 6, which is currently being prepared in virtually every kitchen. 99% of people are unaware that it is one of the natural muscle builders that works the quickest on the planet. This is the 6th. It's Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt is the 6th most powerful muscle-building food for adults over the age of 70. And the data that supports this claim is really mind-blowing when you consider what is actually taking place inside your body. The protein found in Greek yogurt is known as casein protein, and it is a type of protein that has a gradual release and can continue to provide your muscles with nourishment for up to 7 hours after you consume it. This is especially important for people who are becoming older, because as you get older, your muscles get more resistant to protein, which means that they require a steady supply of protein rather than a few spurts of it. A startling discovery was made by researchers at McMaster University, who investigated the consumption of Greek yogurt on a regular basis by persons over the age of 70. These participants were able to keep their muscle mass even during periods of low activity, which is normally the scenario in which the majority of elderly people experience severe muscle loss. The answer lies in the unique mix of leucine, an amino acid that especially stimulates muscle building in older adults, and probiotics, which boost protein absorption in ways that powders just cannot mimic. Greek yogurt contains both of these ingredients. When it comes to maximizing the muscle-building potential of Greek yogurt, the preparation process alone makes all the difference. Additionally, in order to achieve the best possible effects, you should consume it at very specific times. The most effective method involves consuming approximately half a cup of plain Greek yogurt, combined with a tablespoon of honey and a handful of berries, approximately 30 minutes prior to your primary meal of the day. This timing allows the probiotics to prepare your digestive system for enhanced nutrient absorption, while the natural sugars from honey assist in transporting the protein directly into your muscle cells. You may also make an extremely effective muscle-building parfait by mixing Greek yogurt with crushed walnuts and a sliced banana. This combination adds omega-3 fatty acids, which assist in the reduction of inflammation and enable your muscles to heal and grow more effectively. The most important thing is to select Greek yogurt that contains at least 20 grams of protein per serving, and to steer clear of kinds that are laden with sugar, since this can actually hinder the process of protein synthesis in those who are older. There are a lot of individuals who are unaware of the fact that Greek yogurt gets even more potent when it is allowed to sit at room temperature for approximately 10 minutes before being consumed. This is because this activates the living cultures and makes the proteins more bioavailable to your digestive system, which is getting older. The ancient Greeks were aware of something that we are only now beginning to rediscover, but the next food we will discuss takes the process of growing muscle to an altogether new level. 5. Canned sardines. Sardines might seem like an unexpected choice for gaining muscle, but these little fish contain more muscle-building power per dollar than practically any other food on the planet. In addition, the research that focuses exclusively on people of advanced age is quite remarkable. 23 grams of complete protein and enormous quantities of vitamin D are included in a single can of sardines, which costs just a little bit more than $1. The majority of persons over the age of 70 are seriously lacking in vitamin D, and this insufficiency is directly responsible for the atrophy and weakening of the muscles. Researchers from the University of Western Australia found that older citizens who had sardines on a weekly basis boosted their grip strength by 28% in just 2 months. This is a result that is superior to what the majority of individuals achieve through resistance training alone. Omega-3 fatty acids, which are found in sardines, have a remarkable effect on the bodies of elderly people. They really lower the chronic inflammation that stops your muscles from effectively absorbing protein, which means that they make every gram of protein you consume work harder for the purpose of promoting muscular growth. The manner in which you cook and consume sardines can significantly enhance the muscle-building effects of these fish, and there is a particular approach that maximizes the absorption of nutrients for individuals who are over the age of 70. Making a meal that combines protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates that work synergistically to spike insulin just enough to drive nutrients into your muscles without causing blood sugar problems is the most effective method. This method involves mashing sardines with a fork and mixing them with half of an avocado that has been mashed and a squeeze of lemon juice on crackers made from whole grains. The bones of sardines should be consumed since they are soft and entirely edible. They also provide highly absorbable calcium, which is necessary for muscle contractions and helps avoid muscle cramps, which are a common problem among people who are in their latter years. Very important is the timing of the event. When compared to eating them at random times, eating sardines within 2 hours of any physical exercise, even light walking, can enhance the amount of muscle protein that is synthesized through the process by as much as 50%. Many people are turned off by the fishy flavor of sardines. However, if you combine them with strong flavors such as mustard, hot sauce, or capers, you can completely transform them while still retaining all of their muscle-building properties. Additionally, if you thaw frozen sardines properly and cook them lightly in olive oil, you can achieve the same results as canned sardines. If the introduction of sardines came as a surprise to you, just wait till you learn how this next breakfast staple outperformed protein shakes in rigorous clinical tests. However, before we proceed, if you have been enjoying the video up to this point, please click the like button, follow the channel by clicking the bell icon, and subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss any more movies similar to this one. 4. Eggs whole. The resurgence of whole eggs in the realm of sports nutrition is one of the most significant reversals in the field of nutritional research. Individuals over the age of 70 are discovering that eggs are nothing short of miraculous when it comes to the maintenance and growth of their muscles. Researchers at the University of Connecticut discovered that eating whole eggs, which includes the yolks that people used to throw away, results in 40% more muscle protein synthesis than eating egg whites alone. This finding utterly disproved the long-held belief that yolks were unhealthy for you. mTOR, the master switch for muscle growth, is activated directly by the yolk, which includes vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and a substance known as phosphatidic acid. As we get older, our bodies become more resistant to activating mTOR, which is the master switch for muscle growth. When researchers compared older adults who consumed 3 whole eggs on a daily basis to those who consumed equivalent amounts of protein from supplements, the egg group gained nearly twice as much lean muscle mass over the course of 12 weeks, while also improving their cholesterol profiles. This result surprised researchers who had anticipated the opposite to occur between the two groups. It is possible that the preparation of eggs can make the difference between reasonable and extraordinary outcomes in terms of muscle building, and the cooking method can actually have an effect on how your body consumes the protein as it increases in age. Eggs that have been poached or soft-boiled are the best way to prepare for muscle building. This is because the yolks are left somewhat runny while the whites are fully cooked. This allows heat-sensitive vitamins to be preserved while also making the protein as easily digestible as possible for older digestive systems that create less stomach acid. Consuming eggs that are accompanied by a source of vitamin C, such as tomatoes or bell peppers, might potentially enhance the amount of iron that is absorbed from the yolk by as much as 300%. This iron is essential for providing oxygen to the muscles that are working during any kind of physical exercise. The ingestion of eggs at the appropriate time is of the utmost importance. Within the first 30 minutes of waking up, consuming eggs kickstarts the process of muscle protein synthesis for the entire day. This allows you to take advantage of the naturally enhanced amounts of growth hormone that are present in the morning. An extremely potent meal for building muscle can be made by scrambling eggs with a handful of spinach and a slice of Ezekiel bread. This combination offers a comprehensive amino acid profile, as well as nitrates from spinach, which improve blood flow to muscles. This makes it possible for nutrients to reach muscle tissue more effectively than any protein powder could. There is a possibility that eggs are the ideal source of protein, yet the following food can literally reverse the process of muscle aging. 3. Black beans. Black beans are being more recognized as a potential secret weapon in the fight against age-related muscle loss. Furthermore, the study that focuses exclusively on plant-based proteins for older persons is entirely rewriting what we know about the benefits of developing muscle. Black beans include a specific sort of resistant starch that feeds healthy gut bacteria, which, according to new study, directly promotes muscle growth through the gut-muscle axis, which scientists are just beginning to comprehend. A cup of black beans costs less than 50 cents and contains 15 grams of protein. It was observed by researchers at Harvard that older adults who consumed beans on a daily basis had much greater levels of growth hormone, NIGF-1. These are two essential hormones for the maintenance of muscle mass, which generally decrease after the age of 60. Furthermore, these hormone levels were comparable to those who were 20 years younger. The combination of protein and fiber in black beans results in a slow and steady release of amino acids, which maintains muscle protein synthesis at a higher level for hours longer than any protein powder. Additionally, the antioxidants that are exclusive to black beans reduce the oxidative stress that causes muscle breakdown in aging bodies. You will be astounded by the ways in which the power of black beans to develop muscle can be multiplied via the preparation of black beans and the combination of others with other foods. After soaking dried black beans overnight with a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, which breaks down compounds called phytates that can interfere with protein absorption, the most effective method is to cook the beans with bay leaves and cumin, which enhance protein digestibility specifically for older digestive systems. This method is the most effective method. If you want to create a meal that is a powerhouse for building muscle, you should first mashing half of the beans and leaving the other half whole. After that, you should mix the beans with brown rice in a ratio of 1:1. This will produce a complete protein that is comparable to any animal source, while also providing sustained energy that prevents the breakdown of muscle tissue that occurs when blood sugar levels drop. When your body is set for nutrient absorption and muscle repair from morning activities, the best time to consume black beans is during your noon meal. This is because your cortisol levels normally drop during this meal, and your body is also primed to absorb nutrients. Taste isn't the only thing that can be improved by adding a squeeze of lime juice and some fresh cilantro. Because of the vitamin C that lime contains, the iron that is absorbed from beans can be increased by as much as 400%. This iron is necessary for the production of myoglobin, which is the protein that stores oxygen in muscle tissue and helps avoid exhaustion during any kind of physical exercise. Although black beans are one of the most strong foods, the next meal we will discuss includes a chemical that can literally restore muscle stem cells. 2. Is it cottage cheese? It is proving to be one of the most effective muscle-building foods ever examined, outperforming pricey casein protein powders in head-to-head study trials. Cottage cheese is undergoing a big rebirth in sports nutrition, and it is showing to be one of the most powerful foods ever developed for adults over the age of 70. 1 cup of cottage cheese includes 25 grams of slow-releasing casein protein, in addition to something called conjugated linoleic acid. This compound especially targets age-related muscle loss by inhibiting the enzymes that are responsible for the breakdown of muscle tissue. One study conducted by researchers at Florida State University discovered that older persons who ingested cottage cheese prior to going to bed acquired 60% more muscle mass than those who took other types of protein, mainly due to the fact that cottage cheese produces an anti-catabolic environment in your body during the night, which is the time of day when the majority of muscle breakdown generally takes place. The calcium that is included in cottage cheese is in a special form that is immediately available for muscle contractions. Studies have shown that calcium obtained from dairy sources is twice as effective for maintaining muscular function as calcium that is taken in supplement form. Cottage cheese can be transformed from a simple source of protein into a muscle-building phenomenon that works around the clock to protect and create lean tissue. This transformation can occur depending on how you consume cottage cheese. Because the fat slows protein absorption even further, the best protocol is to consume 1 cup of full-fat cottage cheese mixed with a tablespoon of ground flaxseed and fresh berries approximately 1 hour before going to bed. This is because the fat provides a steady stream of amino acids throughout your 8-hour sleep cycle, which is when growth hormone is at its peak and muscle repair is at its most effective. By combining cottage cheese, canned pumpkin, and cinnamon, you can make a meal that is extremely beneficial after exercise. Cottage cheese contains beta-carotene, which helps lessen the damage that exercise causes to muscles, and cinnamon helps enhance insulin sensitivity, which allows muscles to absorb nutrients more effectively. There is a greater significance to the temperature at which you consume cottage cheese than the majority of people know. When it comes to older folks who frequently have decreased stomach acid production, allowing it to come to room temperature for 15 minutes before eating provides a 20% improvement in the digestibility of protein. There are a lot of people who are unaware of the fact that cottage cheese can be made even more effective by adding a small quantity of pineapple. This is because the enzymes found in pineapple, which are called bromelain, improve the breakdown and absorption of protein while also reducing inflammation, which is a factor that hinders muscle growth and repair. Even while cottage cheese is amazing, there is nothing that can equal to the surprising power of our number 1 food of choice for growing muscle. Number 1. Lentils. Lentils are the ideal muscle-building superfood for adults over the age of 70, and the science that supports this claim will fundamentally revolutionize the way you think about protein and aging muscles for the rest of your life. Just 1 cup of cooked lentils, which cost literally pennies, contains 18 grams of protein, in addition to a one-of-a-kind compound known as spermidine. This compound, which was recently discovered by Japanese researchers, has the ability to reverse the process of cellular aging in muscle tissue by inducing autophagy. Autophagy is the process by which your body eliminates damaged proteins and regenerates muscle cells. When researchers from the University of Sydney examined the effects of consuming lentils in comparison to whey protein powder in persons over the age of 70, they discovered something that stunned the whole fitness industry. The group that consumed lentils not only increased their muscle mass, but also demonstrated an improvement in mitochondrial function. This meant that their muscles were able to produce energy in a more effective manner, which resulted in their muscles performing in a manner that was comparable to that of someone who was many decades younger. Lentils have a perfect storm of protein, folate, and iron, which generates a perfect storm for muscle building. This storm addresses various deficiencies that are practically ubiquitous in older persons and directly lead to sarcopenia, which is the medical word for age-related muscle loss. If you properly prepare lentils, you will be able to unlock their full potential for growing muscle in ways that will utterly transform your approach to nutrition and strength after the age of 70. The most effective method of preparation requires sprouting lentils for 48 hours prior to cooking them. This process not only raises the amount of protein in the lentils by 30%, but it also generates enzymes that make the protein nearly entirely bioavailable to the digestive systems of elderly people, which ordinarily only absorb 50% of the protein they consume. Cooking red lentils with turmeric and black pepper in bone broth rather than water is the best way to create the ultimate muscle-building meal. This is because the collagen found in bone broth provides additional amino acids, while the anti-inflammatory properties of turmeric eliminate the chronic inflammation that prevents muscle growth. Additionally, the addition of black pepper increases the absorption of turmeric by a factor of 2,000. The scheduling strategy that maximizes results is to consume lentils as your primary source of protein for lunch 4 days per week. Alternately, you can consume different types of protein to minimize adaptation while keeping the consistent flow of nutrients that your muscles require for continued growth and repair. The power of lentils to build muscle can be amplified by combining them with quinoa in a ratio of 2:1. This creates a complete protein profile that is comparable to that of meat, while also providing complex carbohydrates that spare protein for muscle building rather than energy production. Additionally, the addition of sautéed garlic and onions provides sulfur compounds that support the production of glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant that protects muscle tissue from breakdown during and after exercise. The consumption of these 6 foods represents a total revolution in the way that we approach the process of gaining muscle after the age of 70. They demonstrate that costly supplements are unneeded when you have an understanding of the science behind the nutrition of whole foods. No matter how much marketing hype or attractive packaging you use, your muscles will not care. They react to genuine nutrients that are provided to your body in ways that it can actually identify and the body can use properly. If the information presented here has opened your eyes to the power of real food for building muscle, then ensure that you hit the subscribe button so that you do not miss any of our next films on maintaining your strength and health after the age of 70. You are very much appreciated for watching.